is to know your formats. Now the first thing that you need to know is your dead and your click. So when I have my dead, I know my expenses, assets, drawings will plus on the debit side. My click, I know my liabilities, income, capital will plus on the credit side. You see? Now, why is it important which side they plus? Because your balance BD will always be on the plus side the first day of the month. You see? Your balance CO will always be on the minus side the last day. So this is things you can remember. Okay. So I think it's going to, yeah, it works. Okay. So your balance BD is always on the first, and it's always on the plus side, and CO is always on the minus side the last day. So now, let's quickly think. They give me balances here. So, let's see which ones is dead. Is debtors control a dead? Yes, because it's an asset. Is trading stock a dead? Yes, because it's an asset. Is sales a dead? No, it's a click. It's a click because it's what? It's an income. Is cost of sales a dead? Yes, because it's an expense. Is creditors a dead? No, it's a click. Why? Because it's a liability. So now when I go do my balances, so in this case I see bank doesn't have a balance, right? But if I go look at all the others, let's quickly look. What I want you to do for me now is you're going to say debtors is an asset, so it's a debt, so it's a plus on the debit side, a minus on the credit side. And because it's an asset, you remember your B's and your N's, ne? It's a B. Okay. Now I know because the plus is there, the balance BD would be on the debit side, ne? And I see here it is 3,200, and I know balance BD is always the first day of the month, and I see they say August 25. So now that same thing I want you to do with trading stock and creditors control. Same thing. So if I look here at the debtors control, it tells me up until this month I have still people who owe me 3,200. And now I go look this month, how much does the debt become more and how much does the debt becomes less? Then I have a new balance that I start with in September. And then I build on that again. The trading stock, if I look at this trading stock, it tells me how much stock I have. So I still have stock to the money value of 17,000 Rand the first of the month. But during the month I'm going to buy more stock and I'm going to sell stock, so I'll have a new balance September. But that will tell me how much stock I have to work with 1st of September. If I look at the creditors, what is a creditor? It's people or businesses our business owe money to. So I know, I have debt of 7,000 still. It can't, I was not going to throw it away because it's the first of the month. I haven't paid these people yet. So I still owe 7. I'm going to make more debt because I'm going to buy more stuff on credit. But I'm also going to pay off. So I'll have a new balance 1st September. So this is a summary of the months before August. Okay? Do you guys understand that? If I had, like, for instance, let's say I had pens. And I say, in January, 1st of Jan, I had 1 pen. Then my mom bought me another pen. So, 1st of Feb now, I have 2 pens. March, my mom buys me another pen. So now, not March, let's do that. February, my mom buys me another pen. So, March, I now have 3 pens. And so it goes on. My mom buys me another pen. So now, April, I have 4 pens. So, when I do the new, if I only give you the info for April, I would say, April 1, balance brought down 4. And it would be a summary of everything that happened before. Does that make sense? Okay. And that's exactly what's happening here. So now I want to quickly, can you see I still need to do sales and cost of sales. They are nominal accounts. I still use the word balance. You'll see some textbooks will say totals. It's fine if you write total brought down. But let's do everything balanced, then we know it's the same. So, what is sales? Sales is a income, so it's a click. So, their balance would be on the credit side. That would be a summary of all my sales up until 1st August. I hope it's not a big shop because 20,000 is not a lot, ne? Or maybe they only started trading in July. See? We won't know. Cost of sales is an expense. So now I know August the 1st. Can you see how it works? So immediately I know. And most things happens on the plus side anyway. Okay. Sure. So now, let's do debtors control. So the way I want you to do T accounts to get marks. So I want you to first write down the format, then go look for the figures. Okay. So I'm going to give you the format for debtors control. So what is debtors control? Debtors control is a summary of my clients owing me money. And how do they owe me money? Oh, they buy on credit. Buy now, pay later. You see? So, this would be all about the debtor's debt. Right. So, in other words, their debt becomes more when I sell goods to them on credit. You see? And it will be a column, so it's a 31. How will their debt become less? What will they do to make their debt less? They will pay me, ne? And which journal shows me when I receive money? Let's quickly think here. If I look here, which of these 4 journals can you now see? Now we're talking about them paying me. So it can either be a CRJ or a CPJ. I'm receiving money, so it's going to be a CRJ. So I'm receiving money. And I'm just going to say I'm going to put it in the bank. Okay. Now, debtors will always have a balance CO on the minus side and a balance BD on the plus side. And what do I know about a balance BD, about the date of the balance BD? It's always on the 1st. But it can't be August because we've already gone through August now. So it would be, what's the next month? September. And I don't have to write the year again because it's still in 2025. And now I go look for the figures. So the rule is, the rule for posting, you always, the first thing you do is you look for the name of the tea. And if you can't find the name of the tea, then you look at the contra. The contra is this one. So now if I go to the DJ, can I find debtors control? Is there debtors control? No. Then I go to the contra. What's the contra? Sales. Is there sales? Yes. 45. So now I go to the CRJ. Firstly, I'm going to look at the name. Do I find debtors control in the CRJ? Yes. 58. I want to show you why. That 58 and 59 and 70, not the 59, that 58, 74, and if there were sundry accounts, all of them are cash that goes into the bank. This is the total receipts. You see? This is part of the total receipts. Part of the total receipts. Yes. You always look for sales because there's not a debtors control. And I know the debtors control will increase with the price of the goods that they bought on credit. And that would be the sales in the debtors journal. Okay, you sure? Yeah. This. Because how did their debt increase? By buying. And what do I call buying? Sales. Now, why do I put bank there? Because they are paying me and I'm going to put that money in my bank. Okay, you guys sharp. So now I'm balancing. So I take the, and that's where the signs are so beautiful, it helps you. You take the plus. So let's add them. So I get 48, 200. I put that amount on the minus side as well. And now I minus. 48 minus 58 gives me anybody? I'm going to say 48 minus, and it will give me this one. 40. Okay. And can you see here? Now I can see, oh, the start of the month, people only owed me 3,002. The end of the month, they owe me 42. Can you see how much their debt grew? Because they only paid back 5. But they bought 45. So I have to go look at, do I remind the debtors to pay me? Do I send out statements? What is my credit term? In other words, what is my arrangement with them? Because maybe my arrangement is that they only start paying the month following the transaction. So they will only pay me in September. Okay. So if I look at trading stock, so trading stock is most now stock. It's the stuff I buy to sell. So the plus side would be when I buy stock. The minus side would be when I sell stock. I buy stock cash or credit. Can you see? Cash and credit. That's my two buying journals. So I'm going to write in here CPJ, CJ. CPJ is cash, so I get the money from the bank. CJ I buy on account, so it's credit. So I owe someone, so I write creditors control. All of them are columns, so I write the last day. When I sell goods, I sell it cash and credit. So on the credit side, I will have the CRJ and the DJ. But now, I'm not interested in how much people owe me or how much they paid me. What am I interested in? I'm interested in my stock. I want to see how much my stock is getting less. And I do that by looking, and that's why I have that specific column there. Can you see there's a column cost of sales? Listen to the word. It's the cost of what I sold. Okay, so I'm going to put here cost of sales. And it's also a column, so it's also the last day. And with trading stock, I know I can't have a negative balance, because have you ever seen negative stock? So my balance CO will be on the minus side, and my balance BD would be on the plus side. The first day, the next month. And can you see, by doing this, you already got marks. And this you can learn off by heart, because it's not going to change. The only thing that can change is that maybe I only give you a CPJ and not a CJ. But this is your format. You learn this off by heart, you write it down. You already got ticks for that. Look at that. Already got ticks for that. And now I go and I look for my figures. Okay? And you follow. First look for the name. If you can't find the name, you look for the contra. Okay, quickly try that and try the balancing. Okay, so let's have a look. So when I look at trading stock, if I go to the CPJ, I'm firstly going to look for the name of the T, and I see the name of the T is there, so I take the 102. Is that what you guys do? Are you guys sharp? When I go to the CJ, I'm going to look for trading stock. And there it is, 78. When I go to the CRJ, I'm going to look for trading stock. There is no trading stock. So then I take option 2. I'm going to look for the contra, which is cost of sales. And there is cost of sales. When I go to the DJ, I'm going to look for trading stock. It's not there. So now I will look for cost of sales. There it is. Is everybody sharp? Okay, if you say not really, what is the problem? Okay, tell me if you don't figure it out. So when I balance, please listen. When I balance, I say I plus the plus side. So I say 17 plus 102 plus 7, and that gives me how much? What? 127,800. It can't be 300 because there's a 800. Okay? And that 127 is going here. Are you sure it's 127? Are you guys sure it's 127? Because that gives me 129. 119 plus 26,800. So that's 6,800. Please stop talking. Now that 126,800, I'm on the minus side, so now I'm going back. So I'm going to say minus 59, minus 36, and it gives me how much? Okay, and that I bring down. Can you see it's the same one? Same one. Okay, so I've got 31,600 stock left. Ne? I'm starting my month with 31. Okay. While we are doing that, please make sure that you can balance. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things to tick. Make sure you have all 10. You guys fine? So creditors control. Creditors control is when I owe money to a business or someone else. So now this is about my debt. What makes my debt? So creditors is just the opposite of debt. So a creditor is just the opposite of a debtor. A debtor owes me, I owe a creditor. So how does a debtor's debt become more? When they buy from us on credit. How does our debt get more with the creditors? When we buy from them on credit. So, if there's a DJ, I want you to see this. If there's a DJ, here will be a CJ. You see? Because now I'm going to say credit purchases. Because I don't want to show cash purchases. There's different credit purchases because I can't say here trading stock. Because I can also buy equipment on credit. I can also buy stationery on credit. I can do repairs on credit. I can buy packing material on credit. Can you see it's a lot of different things. So now I take like two words to describe it by saying credit purchases. Okay. And that's also a column. Now, if I look, so basically I can say this are opposites. Does that make sense if I say that? And I can also say this is opposites. Look at this. The debtor's debt becomes less when they pay me. How will the creditors, our debt at the creditor become less? When I pay them. You see? So here's a CRJ. So here's going to be a C, PJ, but it's still bank. You see? And it's also a column. So now I know balance CO is on the minus side and balance BD is on the plus side the first day of the next month. Quickly complete this account for me. Please no talking there. close, complete this account. Okay, baby. Okay. Are we done? So you have to choose between accounting and email. So now I'm asking you, which one do you enjoy more? This one or the theory one we've been doing? Then you take it tomorrow.
So ma'am, how do you think this one? We're going to write this one again here.
No, I'm just saying this is like polar opposites. This makes the debt more if they buy from us. This makes my debt more if I buy from them. This makes their debt less because they pay me. This makes my debt less because I pay them.
But like ma'am, this one.
You're not going to use the same amount. It's just, I'm just trying to say, can you see that debtors and creditors are just...
So ma'am, like this one I already have the amount. I got it from the CPJ.
So you follow your things. You take the name of it.
The creditors control is this one. So I must put it here, and then they're gonna be put the same.
No, it's two different journals. This one is in the CJ, this is the CPJ. It's different journals. Look, it's got different amounts. Go to the CJ. What do you see? Creditors. Look at the CPJ. What do you see? Creditors. Okay. So, you guys must move fast forward. I'm sorry. Okay, so I go to the CJ. I look for creditors. You see? 12,000. Now I go to the CPJ. I look for creditors. Always first the name of the account. If I can't find that, then the contract. So I'm first going to look for creditors in the CPJ. There it is. 65. You see? So balance for me. So you go to the, please stop talking. You go to the plus side. You plus. I'll be with you now. So I say 7 plus 12 gives me 19. the 19 I put this side. Now I'm going to minus 19 minus 6,5 gives me 12,5. And the 12,5 I bring down. You see? I need you to remember that this totals doesn't necessarily add up because I didn't give you all the info. Can you see there's not a sundry accounts? Yeah. So, and in any case, to get your bank, you ignore cost of sales because cost of sales is not money that I'm getting. So basically, the debtor plus the sales plus the sundry, which I didn't give you, will add up to the bank. Does that make sense? And here also, there's not a sundry. So the sundry plus the creditors plus the trading stock adds up. And now you can see those two add up to the bank, meaning the sundry is 0. Ne? Can you see that's another way for me to ask you to calculate the sundry? So if I give you the sales, the debtors and the sundry, but I make bank a question mark, then you know to add them to get bank. You see? Does that make sense? Okay. So, let's balance. Let me explain the balance again. I always go to the plus side. That's why it's important. You always start by identifying, is my account a debt or a click? So that you can know which side is the plus side. Okay. So the plus side, you plus. Ne? You get that amount. Are you listening?
I'm listening, but I'm trying to.
Okay. So I plus the plus side. That total is the same for both sides because I balance. What is it if I balance? Is I make the two sides the same. Now I see this side is only 6,5, but I want it to be 19. So I short 12,5.
Oh, so then.
And that 12,5 I bring down.
So you're adding this one, and then from here, because there's only one amount, you